My name is Madeline Thomas. I am a child development major with an emphasis in early childhood from BYU-Idaho, and I will be presenting today on my internship experience at EduPrice Charter School. A little bit about EduPrice Charter School. It is a charter school, which means it's publicly funded, usually by parents and teachers, in Queen Creek and Gilbert, Arizona. So they have two different locations. The Queen Creek location serves children from preschool age all the way up to 8th grade, while the Gilbert campus serves preschool age children all the way up to 12th graders or graduating seniors in high school. The location in which I did my internship at was the Queen Creek location. The preschool teacher who I was under was named Kelly Greenlee. In total, she had about 60 preschoolers under her care, with 3 groups of children in the mornings and 3 groups of children in the evenings. So she had Monday through Friday group of children, a Monday, Wednesday, Friday group of children, and a Tuesday, Thursday group of children, while the Monday through Friday children go throughout the entire week. So she had that both in the mornings and the evenings. I was only in the mornings, Monday through Friday, so I got to know those children in the morning sections. As for the initial arrangements for the internship, I was able to locate this internship through my grandmother, who is the co-founder of EduPrice. I discussed with her what I needed, and she offered me the position and said that it would be a great opportunity for me. So once I discussed with her the overall agenda, I requested the internship through the BYU-Idaho portal and submitted it for approval. Once that was approved on the BYU-Idaho side, I had EduPrice sign a master agreement, which proved that this was a real internship and that it would accomplish the BYU-Idaho tasks and that it would help me accomplish my degree. Once that was completed, I discussed the requirements with EduPrice and then began completing the Arizona state requirements for working with children, which included fingerprinting and the Arizona background check. As for my responsibilities in the classroom, on a daily basis, I would simply observe the children, observe Miss Greenlee teach, and I would contribute to the lessons and interactions with the children. I was basically like an assistant teacher. I would help Miss Greenlee however she needed help in whatever area. I would help answer questions for children. I would redirect children to other things that might have been more safe or more developmentally appropriate for them. I accomplished any tasks that Miss Greenlee, who is the lead teacher, that she asked me to do. So sometimes I would read stories to the children. I would answer questions. I would come up with activities for them. I would set things up. Things such as that I did on a daily basis. I would also help prepare the classroom and clean up at the end of the day. So disinfecting, getting ready for the next group of children. I did that on a daily basis. It was also my responsibility to attend the after school holiday activities. I was there during fall, so we had a pumpkin patch pajama party, which was very fun, and I came to that and was able to interact with the children and parents and get to know everyone. As you can see here, I've also included a picture of the inside of the classroom, just to give you a little better idea of what my internship looked like. So just to give you an idea of what every day at EduPrize looks like, here's our everyday routine. So the children would come and be dropped off. Excuse me. We would welcome the children and have a morning routine such as roll call. We help the children put their backpacks away, their water bottles away, and we help them just get ready for the day, find their seats, and we do the roll call. Next, we move to this circle area or the rug area, which I have pictured here, where we do calendar time, which is something that BYU-Idaho advocates not in favor of. We weren't taught to incorporate calendar time for preschoolers, but this is something that EduPrice did, which I'll get into later. We then moved into music and movement, where we helped the children move and sing. It was a really fun time. We then moved into working with words, which is where we would do sight words and learn the letter of the week, which is also something that BYU doesn't exactly advocate for. We then moved to recess, which was about 20 to 30 minutes per day. The children then had snack, which they brought from home, followed by reading time, where they got to read with friends in the classroom. After reading time, we had math time, which was led by Miss Greenlee, who was the lead teacher. After math time, we had center rotations, which is pretty similar to what BYU-Idaho does in the preschool labs, except for BYU-Idaho is a little bit more free, whereas as center rotations here at EduPrize was a little bit more rigid and laid out step by step. Next, the children pack up their backpacks, make sure they have everything, say goodbye, and then they are picked up by their family. So this was just an everyday routine. It was about the children were there for probably about 3.5 hours every day. My personal contributions to EduPrize, I feel, was included the strong relationships that I built with the teachers and children. So I have included here a picture of Miss Greenlee. She is the teacher on the far left of the photo. I'm in the middle, and then Miss Amory, she is on the far right. Miss Greenlee on the left is the lead teacher, and Miss Amory is the assistant teacher. I really feel like I connected very well with these ladies, um, as well as the children. I grew to love every single person, every single child, every single teacher that I met there. And I really feel like that contributed to the overall well-being in the classroom. When the teachers aren't get along and you have good relationships with everyone in the classroom, I think that just creates such a successful environment for everyone to be in. I also helped implement strategies to help specific children. Um, for instance, the children used to run out onto the playground for recess and sit on the swings and wait for a teacher to push them. And the teachers would say, only push them once because then they can get going. But I said, I tried to implement a way for the children to do it themselves. I said, why don't they start pushing themselves? And they don't even have to have a teacher. So I helped teach the children how to swing by themselves, which was a great lesson in physical development as well as executive functioning in the fact that they were able to be flexible and do it themselves, which was a really great learning opportunity for me as well. I also was able to help a specific child with his executive functioning skills. I had noticed some warning signs for him in that he wasn't developing as quickly as the other children. So I implemented some strategies to help him with his executive functioning, his quick thinking skills, his mental flexibility, all things that we've learned at BYU Idaho. I also feel like I contributed in the fact that I was a fabulous BYU Idaho representative. I was a great worker. I showed up on time. I followed all rules and regulations for the school. I also just created amazing relationships with parents and teachers and students, and I think that that helped paint a picture of how great of a place BYU Idaho really is. And I was just overall very helpful during the school day, which I think was a great contribution and really took a load off of Miss Greenlee and Miss Amory. My personal takeaway from my internship experience, number one, was that Miss Greenlee, who is pictured here in the blue, was such an excellent teacher model for me to watch. At BYU Idaho, we learn many different ways on how to teach children, but it all kind of falls into one mold. EduPrize is very different, and it was surprising to me to see a working class environment that was successful in teaching children about calendars and letters of the week, which I went into kind of closed-minded in that sense, and where in that I didn't really think that that was developmentally appropriate, and I still do, but I was able to see that Mrs. Greenlee was able to make it work, and she was helping the children. She overall was is a fabulous teacher, and she is a great human being, and her relationships with the children and her teaching styles, it was great for me to see and learn from, and I'm so thankful for that. I was also able to be exposed and introduced to different teaching methods, as mentioned before, which was very eye-opening and helped me kind of form my own opinions about certain things. I also learned how to handle certain situations that I'd never been involved with before, such as angry parents sometimes, and children with disabilities, and learning how to communicate with the parents about that. Also, I really believe that I took away some lasting relationships with the children and Mrs. Greenlee. On my last day of my internship, there was a party for me, and I was given a book of drawings and notes from the children. It really touched my heart, and it really helped me see how much of a difference I made just being an intern and just being involved and being there. And I really took away that love with me, and I think that those relationships will last for a long time. The educational connection to BYU-Idaho, I think that the biggest thing that I used in my internship was, well, first of all, the relationship skills, building relationships and loving the children and loving the teachers and loving the curriculum, um, first of all. But I also found that I used what I learned about executive functioning a lot in my classroom experience with a specific child particularly, but also just with children in general. And I just learned that that is such an important thing. The inhibitory control, the mental flexibility, and the short-term thinking really helped me help the children as well. I also was able to incorporate what I learned about developmentally appropriate practice as well as developmentally inappropriate practice in what I saw in the internship, and also I was able to compare and contrast and see what worked and what didn't work in the real world. Would I recommend this internship? Absolutely. I do believe that I was their first internship or their first intern. I excuse me. My in was kind of my grandma, and so I don't exactly know if they're accepting more interns. I do know that it was an amazing experience. I've included here the contact information for both of the locations for EduPrize. This is just the general phone number if you would like to contact them and see if you can set up an internship. My overall experience at EduPrize was amazing. I learned so much. I was able to use my skills in a real life setting, and I am truly thankful for this internship, and I truly learned a lot, and I look forward to using this experience in my future teaching career.